Imagine you're enjoying your day in a place that makes you completely happy and you have finally found your inner peace. But then, all of a sudden you hear, and your stress comes rushing back. It's been a long week and all you want is a bit of peace and quiet. I remember at the time of painting this, I was pretty frustrated and was just fed up with one of my teachers. That's a story for another day, but out of my frustration, I painted this painting of my character, Fortress. I've been wanting to bring her to life for a while now, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using this poor Dracula doll. You can't really tell on camera, but this doll has some really bad yellowing from the glue inside her head. I didn't realize just how bad it was until I cut her hair off. There was so much glue inside her head that the whole head was hard and you could hear a sharp crunch when you squeezed it. Knowing there was no way I would be able to get those gigantic chunks of sticky, nasty glue out of her neck hole, I decided to make an opening in the back of her head. To fix the yellowing, I'm going to use some fabric dye to dye her red. Fortunately, red dye more worked perfectly. Going back to the hole in her head, I simply fix this with some glue and wait until it's completely dry before starting to reroot. Not too long into rerooting, my handmade rerooting tool broke, so I had to make a new one really quick. This time around, I decided to make the handle a little bit prettier. I love using this stuff because it's waterproof, heat resistant, strong, and won't seep through the hair plugs as time goes by. I'll never need to remove the hair of my custom dolls, so the extra strength is good. After a couple of hours, the glue is dry enough for me to put her head back on. So, I heat up the base of the head a bit with the blow dryer and then squeeze it back on. I left those bald spots there on purpose. That's where the horns will go on later. Once I give her first 2 sprays of MSC, I sketch her face out and then go in with some paint. I didn't give her any upper lashes because I'll be giving her a nice set of 3D ones. I just felt like those would fit her personality a bit more. Even though I made the painting of Fortress because I was angry, it does have a bit of a backstory. Basically, the animals in the forest she lives in are very sensitive to emotions due to the lack of saturation in their environment. And because the markings on the faces of the people from our tribe resemble tears, the animals are lured in by them. While on most occasions this will be used as a method of hunting or gaining a new pet, in the painting, Fortress is at a point of very little patience and growls to scare the animals away, letting them know that she is not in the mood. In my mind, the overall message I was trying to go for with this painting was not to underestimate people. Even though in the animal's eyes, Fortress seems to be in a vulnerable state, she's actually on the edge of becoming quite dangerous. I like using white eyelashes because you can easily make them a color that will fit with any character, and the sizing of these work well with the doll scale. To correct the color, I do a couple of dry brushing layers with acrylic paint. I printed the horns out with my 3D printer, then coated them with a layer of nail foil glue. I found that using nail foil glue is a great alternative to gold leaf adhesive. It works exactly the same, it's just a little cheaper. I do a layer of UV resin over the horns for extra protection. She's a bit of a sassy character, so she needs some nails. Typically, I would use the hot glue method to make doll nails, but this time, I'm using a method I saw from Moonlight Jewel. This works way better and is a lot more fun. The piece of tape is there to help shape the tiny resin drop. Then after a few seconds under the UV lamp, I peel it off the tape, which can be reused for the rest of the nails. I then glue that tiny little nail onto the doll's hand. It's hard to get all the nails perfectly uniform, so I'll go back with scissors later and carefully cut them into convincing shapes. I first tried to use chrome powders to make her nails gold, but I soon switched to the gold leaf. It just looked better. She lives in a forest, and I don't think shoes will look right, so instead I'm going to wrap her feet with this crochet thread, which will complement the braiding rope she would have on her dress. I wanted to try and give her a wet hair look since that's one of her key features. This would have been an easy look to achieve with something like alpaca fiber, but I was determined to do the best I could with the synthetic hair. I braided her hair into 4 braids, then put some hair mousse in it and let that sit for a couple of hours. Even though I felt pretty secure, I wanted to make sure that the wave pattern would stay, so I went in with the iron and heated up the braids. This worked pretty well. It doesn't exactly look wet, but she does have a nice shine in her hair, so it kind of helps with the illusion. Here's me starting to make her dress. I kind of winged it, so hopefully the footage I got will do better than me trying to explain what I'm doing. And she's finally done. I really like how she came out, and I hope you do too. Like always, thanks for watching, stay sweet, and I'll see you next time.